What's up everyone, my name's ExxotikGaming and welcome back to another Pixel Gun 3D video. I hope you guys are excited. In this video, as you all can tell from the title, we're looking at one of the best shotguns in Pixel Gun 3D history, the Undertaker. It sounds so ferocious and the name holds true to the gameplay. It's freaking awesome. Really quickly, before we jump into the video, I finally created my iOS clan for the most recent updates. As you can see, this is the clan right here, but I only have one member in it, myself. I'm going to expand the clan to 20 players, and I would like you guys to join. If you would like to join the Lemniscata YouTube clan, then make sure to leave a like down below. If you do that, you have a chance to be a part of the ExxotikGaming YouTube clan, known as Lemniscata. With that being said though, that's basically it. Let's jump into the video. Going into the armory section, heading over to our primary section, and going all the way down to the very bottom, this is the Undertaker. This thing is arguably one of the best designed shotguns in Pixel Gun 3D with an efficiency of 28 and legendary. This thing looks like something royalty would have. It looks like something a king would have if a king ever decided to have a weapon in Pixel Gun 3D. This weapon has a firing rate of 80, which isn't the greatest in the world, but it definitely makes up for that with the 16 capacity. It has a 9 weights and no special abilities, but you don't really need to have any special abilities when you're using this weapon because it takes care of the enemies pretty well with the stats that it has. Now, of course, it's not going to beat everybody, and you guys will see in this video, there are going to be those noobs that are going to be using all the area damage weapons constantly, the sniper rifles and stuff like that that are one-shot kill, that are going to consistently be able to take you out. But if you do encounter somebody that's actually using a more average weapon in Pixel Gun 3D that requires some level of skill and isn't ridiculously OP, the kills you will get will be fantastic when you are using this thing. As you can see right there, it's such a satisfying thing that happens when you get a headshot on an enemy player. You feel like you did well. You feel like you did really well when you're using this thing. You're looking at usually a 2 to 3 shot headshot to a max armored player. I'm going to see if I can get the third headshot on that person. There you go. As you can see right there, that was a 3-shot headshot, and that's very average for this weapon. Sometimes you can get a 2-shot headshot if you get right up close to an enemy player, or maybe that person has just a bit of damage dealt to them, but generally you're looking at a 2 to 3 shot headshots when you're using this. Sometimes it can be 4, sometimes even more than that, but if you're getting more than a 4-shot kill, then you're probably using this thing in too far of a range, and you need to get a little bit closer to the enemies that you're coming in contact with. You use this thing in pool parties, silent school, coliseum, stuff like that. You don't use this thing in long range, you're not going to do well. It's a shotgun. It makes sense. Shotguns do not perform at long range because there is the burst fire type thing. Not burst fire, but it basically kind of goes out. It doesn't go in a straight line. If I was to shoot at this wall here, you guys can see it's very, very spread out when you're firing this thing, so you can't use this thing at long range because most of those bullets aren't going to actually hit the enemy that you're coming in contact with. But as you could see, even in pool party, even against all those noobs in that match, I still got 7 kills in a very short amount of time. And in the next match, we will get even more, obviously, because we're going to be in the entire length of this match. It's a really, really fun weapon to use, guys. And I really recommend getting it if you like shotguns. If you actually like a weapon that requires some level of skill and isn't the smart bullet bazooka, then this is going to be something that you might want to consider getting because it's fun. And I think fun is the most important thing when you're looking for a good weapon to get in Pixel Gun 3D. You don't have to have some ridiculously newbie weapon like that guy is using the Soulstone right there. You don't have to have an OP weapon like the Poseidon Tridents. You can just have a fun, skillful weapon like this one and have a great time when you're using it. It's fun. It's really, really powerful, and I really, really enjoy using it, guys. I kind of feel like this is a weapon that should have a scope or some sort of sight. It's weird because as you can see at the edge of the gun, it looks like it could have a sight, but for some reason it doesn't, and I'm not 100% sure why that is the case, but hey, I'm not really complaining. It's fine the way it is. It doesn't get very, very accurate at any farther away than like the distance I am right now to my enemy players. You really can't use this thing at range because it's not going to work well at range. Sometimes you can be lucky, of course, with your kills that you're firing at range, but generally it's not going to happen. Now, one thing that I do have to note when I'm using this thing is the recoil is a little difficult to get used to. As you can see, when you fire this thing, it like goes back really, really far. And that's something that's a little difficult to get used to when you start using this thing. So just keep that in mind. You're probably not going to get the absolute best gameplay in the world in the beginning when you see that, because you kind of miss a lot of your shots because you don't really know where it's going to come back to. And it does help that there is the crosshair always showing up there, but it does get a little bit difficult when that is happening. So just keep that in mind. You just have to practice with this thing a little bit, and then over time you're going to get better and better, and then it's going to be one of the best shotguns and primary weapons in general in Pixel Gun 3D. You can take out noobs like that person right there and still do really, really well and get some fantastic gameplay in Pixel Gun 3D. I love the way this thing looks in first-person mode too. However, it kind of looks like The Last Kiss. If you guys know how The Last Kiss performs, it's like a slower, more powerful version of The Last Kiss. The Last Kiss has a very high recoil just like this one, and it reminds me a lot in terms of its design and the way it performs to The Last Kiss, or the Lucky Strike, if you guys have the rarer version of that. Now, obviously, if you encounter a max armored player, sometimes this is not going to be your optimal weapon to go up against that person with. And sometimes you're going to want to pair this with other weapons in Pixel Gun 3D. So, for the Undertaker, you're probably going to want to have something like the Exterminator in your inventory as well, and then maybe a sniper rifle, and then an area damage weapon just to seal things off. Make it all a solid loadouts, and then have everything pretty much at all possible ranges covered with those weapons in Pixel Gun 3D. But generally, you don't want to use this thing in any sort of long-range map. If you go into Ants Life, you shouldn't even have this thing really equipped in your inventory, because it's not going to work too well if you do that. It could almost be a challenge for a video that I do in the future where I try to use this thing in long range and see how well of the gameplay it gets. Hint, hint, it's probably not going to be too great, because you go up against a one-shot sniper rifle at long range and you're using this thing, which is going to be like a 6-shot kill at long range. It's not going to be too well. It's definitely not going to be too well. Now, you have to remember to get those headshots when you're using this thing. If you don't get those headshots, you're basically kind of turning this from like a 3-shot kill to maybe like a 5-shot kill. So you got to aim above the enemy kind of, almost, because some of those bottom shots from the spread are going to end up hitting them, and that way you can be guaranteed to get at least some of your shots to land and get a headshot on an enemy player. The headshots are key. You don't get the headshots, you're going to miss out on a lot with this thing, because it's going to be a very, very underpowered weapon if you don't do that. But we went from 8 kills in that last match to 18 in this one, and 18 is probably the average of what you're going to get when you're using the Undertaker in Pixel Gun 3D. It's good. It's really, really good. And as you can see there, like that guy right there, didn't even stand a chance. Nice solid 3-shot kill to him, a nice double kill, and then we're going to get another one on the little jelly kid right here. I mean, the kills happen, guys. The kills are definitely pretty common to get with this thing, as long as you can be an accurate Pixel Gun 3D player. Now, I know 99% of the Pixel Gun 3D players are noobs, and they don't really know how to use anything that requires any level of skill in this game. But if you want to change and actually be somebody who requires some level of skill and doesn't have to use an area damage weapon to do well at the game, then you might want to consider getting this thing, because this weapon will actually kind of be a bridge weapon to actually using weapons that require some level of skill. Because if you're sitting there and you're watching this video right now, and you only use the area damage weapons at close range, you're not a good Pixel Gun 3D player. That's basically what it comes down to. If you can use a shotgun at close range and do well like I have done, then you're a good Pixel Gun 3D player, because shotguns require accuracy. When you're using this thing, you need to aim at the enemy, because you can't just aim like that and then have it, well, of course there, the spread managed to get a little leg shot. But you can't just aim in the general direction of an enemy with this thing and then get the shots to land on them. You have to actually aim directly at the enemy player in order to take them out. I mean, I'm getting good gameplay, guys, and that's because I'm used to the shotguns. I know how to use the shotguns in Pixel Gun 3D, and that can happen with you as well. So get this thing, and you're going to get some really, really good shotgun gameplay in Pixel Gun 3D. I mean, that's really all I can say. It's something that I definitely recommend you guys to get. It is one of the more fun primary weapons in Pixel Gun 3D. Out of the weapons in this update, honestly, I'd recommend getting this over the Laser Assistant, because this thing has no special abilities going for it. You just got this cold, solid shotgun, and that's all you got. You don't have the burning ability. You don't have the slowing down your enemies ability, any of that foolishness when you're using this thing. You just have to aim and hope your shots land on the enemy player when you're using this thing. And if you can do it, you do well. And you get some amazing kills with it. So definitely do that if you're using the Undertaker. You gotta learn. You gotta learn. Everybody watching this, I mean, there's probably at least quite a few people that are like scared to use a weapon that is not area damage. And that's really, really bad if you're a Pixel Gun 3D player. If more than like 30% of the matches you go into, you're only using area damage weapons, that's bad. That is really, really bad, and you need to change that and use something that, like I said, requires a little bit more skill, like the Undertaker, so you can actually take people out with anything at any possible situation. And then that way you can get some much better gameplay with every weapon later on in the future. So yeah, that's my little rants. That's what I have to say. You gotta get this thing, guys. It's really, really good. I definitely recommend it. It's one of the better shotguns in Pixel Gun 3D. Maybe not the absolute best one. There might be like one or two, like maybe the minigun shotgun. That's a little bit better than this one, but in general, this is one of the best shotguns you can get in Pixel Gun 3D. The kills are really freaking powerful. Not powerful, but really good, and this weapon is really freaking powerful. I mean, like, my god. So many kills have happened, and, I mean, that's just normal. That's just normal if you are a relatively accurate Pixel Gun 3D player. So, yeah, guys, definitely recommend this thing. The Undertaker is one of my more favorite weapons from this update. It is a lot of fun, and you're going to do well if you use this thing. That is for sure. So, yeah, that's basically it. I don't really have much else I need to say here. I'm going to do this match, maybe one more, potentially one more. We'll see how things turn out. I did have pretty low battery on my device, so I might have to cut this a little bit short. Hopefully that's not the case, but who really knows? Honestly, at that point, we're just going to go until my phone dies, so hopefully it doesn't happen too soon. But we got a pretty decent amount of kills in a very short amount of time there, guys. Got 14 more points, and how many kills did we get that time? We got a good solid 17 kills. So 18 kills, 17 kills, between 15 and 20, right around that ballpark is what you're going to consistently be able to get when you're using this weapon. And it's a lot of fun, guys. I really, really do recommend getting this thing because it's fantastic. So if I was to rate this weapon between 1 and 10, I'd probably give this weapon a solid 8.5 out of 10. For primary weapons, it is one of the better ones you can get in this game. Is it the absolute best primary weapon? No. But for shotguns, it's right up there as one of the best shotguns in Pixel Gun 3D. It reminds me of how the steam power used to be when the steam power first came out. Remember when that weapon came out? I don't know if you guys did, but that thing was ridiculously powerful, and it kind of reminds me of that, guys. So it's really good. It's really freaking powerful, and it definitely does the job very, very well. I was kind of lucky in that last match in that not too many people were using OP weapons in this game, but it looks like, well, obviously, people like that guy right there are not showing much skill at all in this game, and this guy right here, they're having to resort to using the ridiculous one-shot kill weapons like that one right there. But, hey guys, I'm just enjoying using this weapon. It's a lot of fun, and, like I said, that's the most important thing when you're looking for a weapon in Pixel Gun 3D. If it's fun, that's all that really matters. So, yeah, with that being said, that's basically it, guys. Don't really have much else I need to say here. Hope y'all did enjoy the gameplay. Hope y'all will actually become more powerful and pro Pixel Gun 3D players and not sit there and non-stop use the OP newbie area damage weapons non-stop in this game. There are too many area damage weapons in general. I really hope you guys just stop using it 99% of the time. So, that would be ideal. If that actually happens, who really knows? I just, you know, I can have hopes and dreams. I'd appreciate it a lot if you left a like down below. It means a lot. And it also lets me know you guys want to continue seeing videos on this YouTube channel. It lets me know also you want to see yourself as a part of the ExxotikGaming clan Lemniscata for iOS devices. Subscribe if you are new for more Pixel Gun 3D content. I have way too much content of Pixel Gun 3D, so you're never going to run out of content of this game on my channel, that's for sure. But yeah, that's basically it. Hey, there's another guy with the Undertaker. Of course, this noob guy right here with the name Perfect, which obviously doesn't stay true to what actually happens, is just ruined his day with the freaking Soul Stone. But yeah, that's basically it, guys. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next episode.